Okay, so we got Amex Gold card. We're gonna be doing an overview for 2025 on this channel. I'm gonna be looking at the Amex Gold in 2025, evaluating it, just giving my thoughts. This might be a polarizing video. I think a lot of people might agree where I go with it, but we're gonna be looking at it for 2025, seeing just my opinion on what I think of the card in 2025 and how it stacks up. Is it worth is the biggest question, right? So here we have the Amex Gold. We're on the Amex website for the card. As you can see first here, $325 is gonna be the fee per year for this card. Has gone up a lot, definitely from the days of $250. It's gone up about 5 years or something. I think it's actually due for another price increase, but if it is, they're gonna have to add some more benefits, because I don't think this card is stacking up to the annual fee, as we'll see. So firstly though, before that, we got $60,000 or 60,000 points after you spend $6K in purchases in the first 6 months, which is pretty good. Kind of like a more stretched out intro bonus. Usually you'll see like 4,000 in 3 months, something like that, but this is like a more stretched out intro bonus. So it's not bad. It's just 1,000 a month for 6 months pretty much. And then we got the rose gold option, which I really like the rose gold option. And then that has nothing to do with the value of the card. But so if you don't know, this card is mostly known as a dining/food card. That's where it really shines, and you see it in the benefits. So 4x points at restaurants, and then 4x on groceries, up to 200 or up to 25,000 per year, and then 3x on flights booked with Amex Travel, and then 2x on prepaid hotels booked through Amex Travel, and then 1x on everything else. So like I said, very kind of geared towards food, because restaurants and grocery, and so that's where it shines. Obviously, if that's gonna be you, this card is gonna stand out over a lot of stuff, even though I would actually recommend you look at the Amex Blue Cash Preferred, because that has some really good benefits with groceries as well. I think it's better for groceries than this one. I think it has like 5 or 6x, I'm not sure, and obviously like a couple hundred less per year on the annual fee, so I would actually check out that one. But 4x on restaurants, I don't think any card beats that I can think of off the top of my head. But here's the part where it gets kind of weird. So here it says the featured benefits. It says find out how you can access over $500 in value annually with the following benefits of the gold card. So $500 in value annually. So when you see that, you think, okay, wow, $500 annually in addition to these multipliers, and this intro offer, for a new member. Like, wow, that's a lot of value. But let's look a little bit deeper. So $120 Uber Cash credit. This is also on the MX Platinum. I believe the MX Platinum is $15 per month. But it also has something like that. This is $10 in Uber Cash each month. So that's always something, that's not the coolest thing, is that it's broken up month by month, as opposed to, just getting the credit all at once. That'd be a lot better. But $10 each month for Uber, you see that a lot with credit cards, whether it's Uber or Lyft. Okay, that I won't say nothing too bad about that. Then we have an $84 Dunkin' credit. So $84, obviously split again. So $7 in monthly statement credits with the Amex Gold at Dunkin' Donuts. So obviously this is going to be geared towards people that, go get their morning coffees and whatnot every day, every month. Even for those people, it's only $7, so it's enough to cover like what, one morning, maybe two. That is that good, but somebody maybe could tell me if it is. I don't know if it is. But $84 Dunkin' credit, $100 Resi credit. So Resi, if you don't know, this is the thing to make reservations at restaurants and whatnot. So obviously, you know, that does go with the theme of this card, which is restaurants, food. That, you know, it's kind of necessary. But again, this is what I'm talking about, where we start to see this like kind of overinflation of what the card's value actually is, you know, because now we're at $184. I'll give you the Uber. I'll give you 120 Uber as a good credit. But now we're at $184 of credits. You know, the card is $325 annually. And now we're at almost half of that, more than half of that, with credits that are not that great. So then we got a $120 dining credit. I think this one is better than the other two for sure. But again, it's $10 in statement credits monthly and use the gold card at participating partners. So you have to look at those participating partners. They might apply to you, or maybe they don't. So that's kind of the gray area. $10 a month monthly, you know. But again, it does go with the theme, and it is a dining credit, so you know that's not too bad. And then the hotel collection receive a $100 credit towards eligible nights when you book 2 or more. So I think that's okay. That's pretty good. But something like that, I don't think is, you know, I think that it's almost like that should be kind of like a side benefit, not, you know, lumped into, again, make that number inflated of like $500 in credits and all this, when it's like, you know, you're paying $325 a year. We got to get some good benefits. So that is basically everything with this card. It's Resi, Dunkin', hotel collection, then dining credit and Uber. So you got to kind of evaluate it in that way. If you guys have the Amex Gold, I really want to know how you're liking the card, if you're planning to downgrade or what, because this card is, you know, it's due for an update. If it does, you know, get an update, it's probably going to come with a price increase, honestly. I believe it is due for a price increase, but this card needs some serious work. I can't even compare it to the platinum card. I think the platinum card still has massive value. This is not a platinum card video, but I mean, you know, Priority Pass has, you know, Priority Pass itself almost has like $500 in value annually when you use it like more than 3 or 4 times, or, you know, to go to like 3 or 4 lounges a year. So it's like just that, for example, massive value with Priority Pass. Like, whereas with this, you know, it's kind of bloated. It's kind of bloated. Even somebody that, you know, eats out a lot, you know, this is definitely the card for you, but it's kind of bloated. My thoughts, this card's not worth it until they update it. You know, it's gone through a lot of changes. You know, then with the coupon card era with Amex especially, that's when, you know, these Resi and the Dunkin' credits came in. So we'll see future evolution, but right now this card is not ready to be applied for by you or anybody. This card is not it. This card is not it. So if you disagree, I'd love to know in the comments why, because I don't think this card is it. But let me know. I'm gonna be reading the comments.